What's up, guys? We're gonna try this again. Did some talkings with the routers and so on. And yeah, last night was a nightmare. I've apparently got to call Cox and have them come out again, just because I chose incorrectly. I chose incorrectly. So yeah, it's great. It's great. Anyway, so I'm gonna start over again with everybody that I had last night. And I know first I had Aiden up, and I've got all of those things up. So let me get my list over here. Too many things. All right. We are cooking with all the Crisco now. Of course, I made that too big, and now y'all can't see what's going on over there. Because you gotta love it, right? Right. Like, I just can't win for losing this evening. There we go. That's a little better. Just gonna get all the adjustments done. There we go. It just is what it is. TikTok, I love you. All right. Aiden, are you ready? They're flipped from last night, so I'm like, okay. Last night I was also like super mega scatterbrained. So yeah, it was insane. It was insane. Um, I will in just a second, Sunflower. Yes. Yes, yes. All right, Aiden. So I'm going to say this. Relationship wise, we're going to talk about the bad and we're going to talk about the good. Okay, we're going to talk about the bad first, and then we're going to talk about the good second. Bad. I mentioned this last night with the little teeny tiny bit I was on, but the Aries in this situation, they are more. They are very, very self-concerned with all of the things that they are doing. What's interesting to me is I'm trying to figure out why in the hell everything looked so different last night with this, because I'm like, wait a minute. Why is everything so damn different? There we go, because I had Aiden second last night. All right. So, Aiden, we're going to look at you first, okay? So, Aiden, you're the one here in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, you were a lot on the bottom last night. That's why I'm like, why is this? Because it is adjusting yours to 2000, okay? So, I'm going to look at yours first, your natal first, and then I'm going to flip it back to where I had it last night, because what it does, the one that's on the top, it's looking at that one as the one that the date is based off of. So right now, it's moving everything to where theirs are. I will just say that, like, looking at all of this, this is definitely, we're going to start here. Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe not. I didn't want it to do it anyway. It's all right. It's all right. We're just going to start over. Pissing me off now. Oh, you're welcome, manifesting. Apparently, I have now confused Luna, and Luna is like, no. So let's do that. All right, well, anyway. There we are. So tomorrow is a bloom and burn ritual. There are a few smaller candles, so just, you know, a chime candle, actually I think I'm using beeswax for tomorrow. And then there are larger candles around the edges. If you get one of the larger candles around the edges, then those ones take a little while to burn. With tomorrow being Beltane, Beltana, May Day, whatever you grew up calling it, and also a Scorpio full moon. Why this is taking so long, I have no idea. And a Scorpio full moon, it's a lot. It is a lot, right? Not only is this I just put out a video about it here on TikTok. Not only is this, my dogs are being stubborn. They don't want to go inside. This is starting to absolutely make me mad. This is an intense transformation. It is an intense abundance aspect. So, Beltane, Beltana, Mayday, whatever it was that you grew up calling it, this is the halfway point from spring to summer. So the spring equinox and the summer solstice. Beltana is in the middle, right? Traditionally, it's a fertility festival because this is a time when you're planting everything to get ready for harvest and to keep you through winter and, you know, keep your family alive through winter and so on. So it's all about protecting things, protecting your hearth, protecting your family, protecting your money, your food, like your house, all of those things. It's also about the hearth fire, and they would take that back to their hearth and relight it. It's a lot. It's a lot because with this, you also have, I mean, just Beltane and Beltana is enough to be like a crazy amount of energy. This is fiery, rushing forward, etc. I always joke that it's the 3 F's, food, fire, and you know what. But you couple that with the Scorpio full moon. Scorpio full moons are all about transformation, shadow work, emotional healing, shedding the old things, bringing in the new. So when you have two things that are all about bringing in the new and abundance and growth and so on, that is an intensive amount of energy for tomorrow. So that's why I designed the ritual for tomorrow with the title Bloom and Burn, because you're burning away the old stuff, right? You're letting it go. It's gone. It's over. Like, bye. We're not doing it anymore. And you're bringing in all of the abundance that you need, that you want for summer, fall, and to last you through the winter, right? So it's a massive amount of blessings, manifestations, etc. What's really interesting about this is that this marks an interesting point in the month of May, because we have two full moons in the month of May. So we have a full moon on the 1st and a full moon on the 31st, which means the full moon on the 31st is a blue moon. Blue moons happen about every 3.5 years. So they're not super common, but they're not like once in a lifetime rare celestial events either. But we have a blue moon on May 31st. So you now have a very intensive cycle that we're starting tomorrow, because tomorrow on the 1st is the height of this full moon, right? So with the height of that, that is a time when you really have to pay attention to what it is that you're doing and where you're going for the summer. You have to be very careful with your words over the next month, the next 30 days. So we have a blooming manifestation ritual tomorrow. And then starting on Saturday, I will start the actual rituals on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. But the 3 days after a full moon is an intense time for banishment. A very intense time for banishment. Especially when you're coming up to a blue moon. You want to cleanse, bless, protect, and banish all of the negativity that's in your path, in your life, etc. Whether it's, just a shitty coworker, family, an ex, whatever it is, or just the world. Because let's face it, everywhere we look right now, whether it's on social media, the news, our friends, newspaper, just online, email, whatever, everywhere we look right now, we are bombarded with negativity and anger and hate. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, where you live, it's horrible. So that can't help but sink in after a while. So I got to thinking, I was like, you know what, if we're doing this bloom and burn ritual, getting everything ready and manifesting for your summer, bringing in all the abundance, then we also need to do a banishing and return and whatever it is you need done. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I'll start Sunday during the day, Monday during the day, Tuesday during the day. It's been a while since I've done some baneful workings. It's been a while since I've done, get rid of the BS workings. And a lot of you guys have been asking me about, when are you going to do these again? Like, I really need help. Well, here in the next few days, that's when we'll be doing it. So if you've been waiting for me to do baneful workings again, I got you. If you've been waiting for me to do banishing workings, I got you. You can get those right now. There are a limited number. There are 3 different types. There's a big long candle. There's only like 20 of them. That is set to burn for the entire month of May. Period. The entire month of May. It is not something that's going to be done within just a few minutes. The entire month of May. And I time it to end on the blue moon. And then there are smaller candles, and then there are jars. And you can have your jar mailed to you. You can have your candle remnants mailed to you, whatever you would like. We can invoice you. I have somebody that's here and shipping all the shit out. A lot of you guys probably got shipping notices today. She shipped out about 25 orders yesterday and about the same today. So it's been awesome getting all of these out. But those are coming up this weekend. If you, like I said, the banishing and baneful workings, there's only a small number of each of those available because it's a lot of energy, it's a lot of time, it's a lot of ingredients and so on. The Bloom and Burn ritual tomorrow is about hope, manifestation, getting the things in that you need to be successful for the rest of the year. And yeah. So it's a lot. It's a lot of energy. And then May is going to be a fantastic month because of the blue moon. And then I already have a blue moon ritual up for the 31st. The 30th and 31st. So you guys can get on that list whenever you want because there's also a small number of those. Blue moons are phenomenal for manifestation because it's not just a full moon that you're manifesting with for, you know, the next 30 days or whatever. Like this is a every 3 to 4 year event. So it's a big chunk. So if you have big goals, if you have things that you're wanting to put in place, this is the month to do it. And this blue moon is the month to do it. You know what I mean? I do ship to Canada. Yes, I absolutely do. I know it's horrendous. It's horrendous to ship anywhere right now. And it's bullshit. And so if you would like me to do something for you and you want to pay for shipping, I'm happy to do that for you. If you want me to do something for you and then you want to kind of, I have a really nice old church to hold things in for blessings. So if you would like for me to hold that for you until shipping costs go back down, I'm happy to do that for you too. Like I'm more than happy. And no, you don't have to have something shipped to you because I have a lot of jars and over the last 5-6 years that I've done for people that are like, hey, I can't keep that in my house. Like, I can't keep that in my house. You know, like my spouse, my kids, my parent, whatever, don't know I'm witchy, etc. I have a lot of jars stored for people, and people will reach out every now and then and be like, hey, they got their karma. I'm satisfied. Can you, dispose of the jar? I got you. But they all have serial numbers, so I can keep track of them and so on. And so, yeah, I'm happy to do either one. Whatever you would like me to do. So, yes. All right. When the celestial birth charts will be sent. Do you mean the May ones? Those will be going out tomorrow. If you guys need a list of, or an astrology report for how your May is going to go, those are up and you can grab one. I will be getting them done tonight, sent out tomorrow. Hopefully the internet will hold out tonight and, I won't be ready to punch things. If you didn't get yours in February, then will you please shoot me a message? I am catching all of those up because all of those got sent out via the website and via email, or I was told they were sent out. Let me say that. I'm starting to think that maybe they weren't. Okay. I am just now getting my head above water with messages. So let me just be honest with you guys. It took me a while to get somebody hired because I'm being very careful about who has access to my shit. Just period. After things, I'm being very careful. And I am overwhelmed with messages. When you look at, there was a backlog of thousands of messages. And when I say thousands, I mean close to 4,000 messages as a backlog. And then when I asked for everybody to send me a message if they hadn't gotten anything, that created a bigger backlog. So I'm working on messages several hours a day and then trying to get people taken care of that I didn't know had reschedules and things like that sitting there. And so I'm trying to work through that list too. Like I have y'all would not believe, well, you probably would believe the list. It's insane. But I'm trying to make sure that everybody is happy and everybody gets what they want and so on. But yeah, all of those were sent out as what I was told. I don't think that they were. So I am going back and resending all of them if you haven't gotten them. The bloodline reads, the Ides of March reads, all of those things were supposedly sent out. So yeah, we're going back and redoing all of those. So yeah. But you can't find me on Instagram. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, well, I appreciate that, Alo. I appreciate that. Did I by chance reschedule the Aries moon reads? Not yet. No, those were sent to you. So, Steph, let me resend yours. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, those were sent, but let me resend you yours. Sass and I were talking today because Wix is getting to the point of it's more trouble than it's worth. My only problem is I've used Wix since 2019, and that's a lot of messages and orders and things, so I will have to keep Wix for a hot minute. In fact, I will probably have to keep it for a long time. But I'm kind of at my fed up point. Like, I'm kind of at my fed up point. It's costing me a horrendous amount of money a month, where it used to be one price every month. The highest level was $85, and that was for everything. I could send y'all as many damn emails as I wanted. We could have as many products as we wanted. I could have as many classes as I wanted. And now, no, I get to pay for each one of those things separately. So to this point, it's costing me almost $250 a month. That's a fucking car payment. Like, that's a car payment. Suck my butt. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, I'm just about done. You know what I mean? So, it's just hard to stop utilizing the same thing that you've used for so long. But yeah, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. So, all right. Aiden. Thank you for being so patient, Aiden. All right. So I'm going to look at yours first, and then we're going to look at your significant others. The reason that it was showing you being on the bottom, and I think the reason that it was throwing me off is because it was moving your natal chart forward to their chart. So it was moving your natal chart, fast forwarding it to the year they were born. And that is what was like throwing everything off really crazy. So we're going to look at this, then we're going to look at that. And then I either can do this, I can put it to the time they were born, or I can forward both of them to now and tell you what's going on. It's all up to you. I'll probably forward them to now because, yeah. But let's look at you. So 3 big Virgo placements. Aries rising, Pisces moon in the 12th house. Okay. So all 3 of these placements right here in this 6th house, this is your work ethic. This is how you look at your health, how you look at yourself. So not only is yourself there, your sun sign, you put a lot of emphasis on work and your work life, the things you do in life. I don't want to say define you, but you look at that as a defining thing for you. Your personal power is also there. So, and that's at a very, very high degree right there. You also need very crisp, clear communication. That Mercury in the 6th house in Virgo means that you don't mince words. You need very crisp, clear communication. When you don't get that, it's like you don't understand the assignment if you don't get good instructions, basically, for everything. But having your Jupiter there, that's your personal power. And so that's why I said that you put a lot of attachment on who you are as a person, etc. You have a natural need to rebel against traditional relationships and what other people think you should have. Mom and dad think you should marry a doctor, a lawyer, etc. And you're like, no, I'm going to marry a biker. Like, this is a massive, and it's in Scorpio. That's a massive, I don't want to do what you're telling me to do kind of thing. The other thing is that moon being in Pisces in the 12th house, you look at every emotional aspect as a spiritual thing. You always have. Emotions have been something, especially as a Virgo with an Aries rising. But I like that your descendant is in Libra because that's a lot of balance with your shadow self. So you are pretty damn well balanced, whether you think so or not. But having your Uranus and Neptune up here in Capricorn in retrograde in the 10th house. 10th house is your career house. Capricorn is the workaholic of the zodiac. And so you being a Virgo, you feel that on a very deep level. But the fact that those two placements are in retrograde, you kind of had a hard time deciding what it is you want to be when you grow up. Your Saturn in retrograde is interesting. All right. Now let's look at significant other. All right. So the same still rings true to what I was saying about significant other is all of their placements are up on the top. They are out in the world. They are never going to be a homebody. The reason you're drawn to them is because they're in Aries. You're in Aries rising. So the two of you, when y'all first met, that was like peas and carrots. You know what I mean? Peas and carrots, and y'all probably hit it off like crazy. You had a crazy amount of fun. I mean, yeah. Those Aries placements got together really well. The fact that their Pluto is in retrograde in the 7th house, which is interpersonal relationships, mean that they strive for something different. So you two probably are not the type of relationship, the type of people that would ever be considered like the same type of person, right? Complete opposites. They do have 4 placements up there in that 10th house though. So that's a lot of work. Their emotional self, their moon being up there in the 10th house in Aquarius means that when they get upset, they work. Their love language is work. They're happy when they can be at work, but they are a very social person having that out there. I do see where all of their 12th house placements really appeal to you. Their personal power is there. It's directly opposite of yours. Okay. So we're going to add... We're going to add you in there. So I can absolutely see why the two of you hit it off. So this right here would be moving your chart up to their birthday. Can one of you mods block that person, pretty please, and thank you. I don't know why my things aren't. There we go. Everything is catching up. Yeah, can you go ahead and block that person? Y'all don't use my live streams for shit like that. Don't use my live streams come in here and be scammy McScamersons. Just don't. I know it's probably a bot and they don't care, but just saying. All right. I think it's funny that you said he's the one hiding in the corner while you're chit-chatting with everyone. Wrong one. There we go. So this is a composite of both of you. This is your relationship together. Dude, that's so much emotion. The very first thing I noticed. The very first thing I noticed when I did the composite of the two of you together. Cancer, 2 Cancer placements in the 3rd house. Both of you together end up with Sun in Cancer, Jupiter in Cancer, both in the 3rd house, and that is the mind. In other words, this is one of the most emotional relationships that either one of you have had. This is one of the most emotional relationships. The moon being in Pisces for this, dude, this is a lot. Mars being in Gemini in the 1st house, you both always think you're right. Neither one of you backs down. But you also, that Saturn and Pisces in the 12th house, you both also feel like you've known each other forever, and that's to me, that signifies a karmic tie. That's a lot of midpoints in there too. And I love that y'all's Mercury combined is in Sagittarius in the 8th house. You like to talk about shit that you shouldn't be talking about. Like, you two love to talk really deep, intense talks about conspiracy theories and just things that you're not supposed to talk about. Taboo things. Y'all giggle at, poop jokes together and stuff like that. The Venus in the 9th house, you guys both love learning. And learning all of the things. I didn't want that. So this is you right now. So let me ask you this. In doing this, is this because you need to know where things are going, or why things are going the way they're going? Let me ask that. Because I can see where this could be an amazing relationship, but there's also a lot of issues. There's also a lot of things that have to be overcome. Okay. So this is your significant other right now, where their chart sits. This is why you feel stagnant, right here. Well, this is why your significant other feels stagnant. Moon and just the moon in Aquarius in this 8th house. That's a lot of needing to rebel against all of the things that have been good. So this is pulling away when communication had been great. This is pulling into themselves or needing a lot more alone time, etc. The fact that their Neptune is tied into their sun sign in the 11th house, I will say this too. Just all these placements, dude. That's 5 placements in the 11th house. They are overly concerned with the world. They are overly concerned with the world right now. And I get it. I do. I get it. So it's very, very hard for them to. It's very hard for them to be putting things into a relationship. Okay. All right. So I'm going to tell you how to fix this. All right. Because of all, this is you right now. Because they had a ton of placements in that 11th house and being overly concerned with the world, and also feeling the need to completely rebel against all of the things that have been working and the things that haven't been working. Like turn around and go the opposite way. And you right now are super focused. Your moon currently being in that first house, you are super focused on yourself and balancing out yourself and the dual aspects of that. Then you also having you feel a little more like you right now because your sun is back in the 6th house. Your Mercury is there as well. Your Jupiter is down in the 5th house, and right now you can see there's no line there. It's not really tied in anything. So you're all about work and play and balance and so on, and you're still moving more towards that kind of homebody. You aren't focused on outward events. They are. They're focused on world events, stress, anxiety, fears about everything, and you are more focused on house, home, family, work, personal events. Does that make sense? So my suggestion, especially because your Neptune and Uranus are both solid in that 9th house, and their Neptune was in retrograde in the 8th house, or maybe it was the 9th house. Now I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was the 8th house. But they don't know where they want to go. They don't know what they want to do with their life. They don't know where they want to go with their life. Either it's a lot of you being patient with them and helping them through these fears and so on, and finding a way that the two of you can do something to help outside events, or they are going to have to, I don't know if, I'm going to say this because of looking at all the placements in their chart right now. Everything, the vast majority of their placements are in that 11th house. So they right now are really stressed about the world. And I don't know if they're going to be able to pay a lot of attention to home stuff right now. So either you have to kind of hold the fort down and meet them upwards on their level, or that's kind of the or. But on the same side of that coin, if they get too engulfed in world events right now, they're going to end up taking off and surprised if they hadn't been talking to you about moving or doing something or getting involved in something, whether it's politics or, events. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to know that that's the thing. Come on. Come on. Their Mercury is in the 10th house, where it was when they were born. It's just in Aries. It was a Pluto that was in retrograde. I'm sorry. Their Neptune is not in retrograde. I think that right now you're probably not going to get a lot of feeling talk. I do. I think that you're not going to get a lot of feeling talk right now. Yeah, just because all of that. The fact that all of that is in Taurus too. Tauruses tend to shut down when they're overwhelmed. They do. Earth signs in general do that, but Tauruses are by far the worst with it. They tend to shut down when they're overwhelmed. So you have all of those placements up there in Taurus. You have 5 placements in that 11th house, and 4 of them are in Taurus. So, yeah. So, unfortunately, your significant other is wanting to talk about world events, but not wanting to talk about other things like themselves, emotions, feelings. And the fact that their moon currently is in Aquarius, yeah, that's a no feeling emotional thing right there. And moon being in Aquarius in the 8th house, they're rebelling against emotions. Hardcore. Other than the two of you not being able to communicate about emotions, yeah, it doesn't mean you have to like it at all. I mean, really, it doesn't. Other than that, like, is that the only thing? Because I can see where this would be a really, really amazing relationship. An amazing relationship. I think right now is going to be a little bit rough. And I think that they're still trying to decide what it is they're going to do with their life. And rebelling against where they thought they were going. Does that make sense? Because this placement, they knew exactly where they were going and what they wanted to do when they were younger. And now they don't know. If everything else is good, it's just being worried about that. Dude, I really wouldn't stress. I really wouldn't. I would just... Here, let me pull you back up. Like, this is bringing you're on the outside here, and they're on the inside. So this is moving your chart up to when their birthday, right? I mean, your sun signs are almost directly across from each other. There's a lot of compatibility here. A lot. Both of your moon signs are in the 10th house. You have a lot of things in the 10th house which appeals to those emotional aspects. Your ascendant is in Aries, which is, their sun sign. Like, your Mars is in Gemini. Like, there's a lot here. That this is a solid relationship. I think that it might just be, hey, like, I know that, just have some talks about the world. If I were you seeing this, I would be like, I would talk about the world and your fears. Like, start off with your views of the world, your fears, what you're scared about. Does that make sense? I would appeal to him on that aspect, if that makes sense. Because right now, with him having all of those placements in that 11th house, that's a lot. That's 5 placements in one house. So I'm just saying. So I would sit down and be like, hey, can we chat about the state of the world? Can we chat about these things? Like, I'm worried about this. I'm worried about that. Like, I don't know what to think. That, open up that dialogue and see how that goes. That's what I would say personally, Aiden. I don't see any horrendous negative jump ship signs. I mean, every relationship has those, but I don't see any of those. Like, a lot of the things that I see with your ascending, with their ascending, match up really well. All of the things with, both of your moons match up. Like, I think that the two of you, the reason your relationship has been so good is because y'all are very compatible in a lot of ways. So, yeah. I wouldn't stress. I would just be like, I saw this happened and I'm a little stressed about it. What do you think? Like, however y'all do your chit chats, but that's exactly what I would do. It's exactly what I would do. So, because I think that if you can get him opening up and looking at and talking about his fears with the world right now, I think that will open up dialogue between the two of you, and it'll bring the two of you much closer together. If that makes sense. So yeah. All right. Connie is next. Connie, have I pulled your chart before? Nope. So I just have yours. And I have you for a relationship. Do you want to send me the other person's stuff? And I'll get yours going. I'll peek at you. I'll peek at you first. Happy late birthday. Wow, that said palm. Really? You gonna make me type the whole thing? Wow, okay. I broke it. All right. Okay. Oh, it's just you. Okay. Okay. I would like for you... Okay. It's taking forever. All right. All right. Been single for 12 years? Girl, stay single. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. I was having that conversation with somebody today, and I was like, I'm not upset. I'm not mad. All right. So what can I answer for you on yours? Let's look at you, and then what? Yeah, I was telling somebody, I was like, man, I was like, the longer I'm single, the harder it is to even think about dating. Every time I think that I want to date, I get on a dating site, I swipe a couple of times, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want to put in the effort. I want to sleep starfish in the middle of my bed. I want to have one side of the electric blanket really hot and the other side off, and the fan in my face and one leg out, and YouTube on. And if I want to DoorDash every night, and then I am gonna, and I don't want anybody to bitch about me if I buy creepy dolls or plants. And like, I mean, if my dog snores too loud, I don't want anybody bitching me about that. But that's me. That Venus placement is barely on the line. Holy crap. Okay. All right. So, see right here. Right there. Venus and your sun sign they have a love-hate relationship. They have a love-hate relationship. So you really want a relationship, and you want love, and you want marriage, and you want all those things. And then you also absolutely do not. Like, so like those two things fight with each other constantly. And you are, oh my God, you are also that person, the way that this interacts with your moon, and it's direct opposite. You're that person when you talk about love and relationships, you also go, eh. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. I'm going to remind you guys, follow me on YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. I think that yay old Talk of the Talk is targeting a lot of spiritual creators. I am not the only one having problems. So, yeah, follow me over there. All right, here's where I get on to you, Connie. You ready? I can see from that Pluto placement, right? Yeah, that you never feel good enough. You never, ever, ever feel good enough. Because that is not only in retrograde, but it's in Libra, and it's in the first house. So first of all, Pluto just being in your first house, if that was not in retrograde, you would be super self-confident. But being in Aries, you have that fake it till you make it aspect. You put on a good face, but underneath it, you are so worried about not being good enough. And that moon in Scorpio tells you you don't give a shit, but you do. But you do. I'm looking at your natal chart first, and then we're going to forward it to now. Dude, you were a carefree kid. Holy shit. Because that Neptune down there in retrograde in your third house, like, you were a carefree kid. Holy shit. Okay. By the way, not part of a relationship read, but your Saturn in the 9th house out there tells me you're probably already attuned, or it would be easy for you to get attuned to get into the Akashic Records. Just saying what I'm saying. All right. So let's look at now. So right now you're feeling the pull to, because I was like, if you've been single for that long, like what is it that you need to know about? And so, but seeing your chart now, this is you fast forward to right now. Sun sign, Saturn sign, and Venus sign in the 8th house. And your Venus is in Cancer in the 8th house. So the way you used to feel about relationships, the way you used to feel about dating and love and marriage, now you're kind of feeling the opposite. So where you were like, you know what, this shit is stupid. I don't want to do that. That's dumb. I'm happy being single. Now you're like, well, you know, it would be nice to have somebody, you know, like you're kind of having that talk with yourself, like it would be cool if I had somebody to hang out with. And so now you're thinking about dating and you're arguing with yourself a little bit, like, I've been just fine, like, why do I need someone? But yeah, having your Saturn there, you're also feeling that pull to balance out things in the past. So, and Moon being in, okay. You got a lot of retrogrades right now going on with you. You're really overthinking everything with past relationships here lately, because that Gemini, all of those placements in Gemini right now, coupled with your Jupiter being in retrograde in your house, your mind, that is you overthinking and rethinking and second guessing all of the things you've done. And when we talk about relationships, like, you're hardcore overthinking it. You have your Neptune in the 1st house in retrograde, coupled, like it's tied right in there with your Venus. So that also being in Sagittarius, you're hardcore looking at all of the things that you thought were like the fantasy aspect of relationships for you. Those no longer exist. And you're trying to figure out what a good relationship would even be. And then, oh my God, did I screw up by this or this or this? Then you also have your Uranus and your Pluto in retrograde, both in Libra. Dude. This is why you feel torn down the middle. The other thing too, I want you to watch the middle of this, because one of the things I noticed when I was looking at your birth chart, at your natal chart, was the huge triangle in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to put it back to that, and I want you to look, and then we're going to forward it again. Okay, notice that this triangle, big huge triangle here in the middle pointing up, right? The big huge turquoise one, or yeah, green, turquoise, green, whatever. Notice that is huge, pointing up, gorgeous, etc. Notice how you have this crazy X in the middle, but everything is very crisp and clear, right? Now you got the triangle pointing down. Okay, first I'm going to say this, and looking at this. My friend, your brain is being a dick to you. Currently, your Venus is back in the 8th house, but it's in Cancer. So you are feeling super emotional and touchy-feely and lovey-dovey and wanting somebody in your life. But it coupled in with your Pluto in retrograde over there in Libra, you're overthinking every relationship you've ever had. From your very first crush in kindergarten to, you know, your last one or whatever. You are overthinking every aspect of it and thinking, oh God, did I mess up? Oh God, did I mess up? That is also, your Venus is also coupled in with your Neptune down there in the 1st house in retrograde. So you're overthinking all of the ideas that you used to have about relationships and the ones that you have now about relationships. So your brain right now is being an absolute jerk. Your brain is being an absolute jerk to you right now. An absolute jerk. your moon currently sitting in that 11th house, tied in with your Mercury, your sun, and your personal power. And notice that those are all tied in air signs right there. So super thinky, super, analytical, etc. You're also, it's like everybody around you that has a good relationship, it's like they're flaunting it in your face. They're not, but you feel like they are. So everything that's going on with friends that have had, long-term relationships, siblings, coworkers, whatever, you feel like they're like shoving it in your face that they have this great relationship and you don't have anything. So you're sensitive about it, but you're not letting everybody know that you're being sensitive about it. Being an Aries, Libras are going to appeal to you. Not really the best for you, but Libras are going to appeal to you. The problem with Libras is that even though they're going to help ground you and balance you out, you're going to feel like they're boring. They might be great at the beginning, but you're going to feel like they're boring. To be honest, and this is something that it's weird for me to say, but I think a Leo would be a good match for you if you are considering getting back out in the dating world. A Leo or a Sagittarius. I think another fire sign would be a good match for you. I would steer very clear of Cancers. I would also steer clear of Pisces. A Gemini would be a good match for you. If you can find a very outgoing Taurus. Most Tauruses are pretty outgoing. They're pretty funny. They're pretty fun to be around. But I think that would be a good match. But you might get bored with one because they tend to be the workhorses and they like to do shit and work. And if you aren't in that mode, if you're in lovey-dovey mode and they are not, you're going to get frustrated real quickly. A Capricorn is going to frustrate the shit out of you. A Scorpio would be a good one for you too. So I would say no to Libras, Capricorns, Pisces, Cancers. Taurus might be a fun friend with benefits. Gemini, other fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, Scorpio. Aquarius, I think that's not a good one either. I think you'd be great at first and then it would get really, really bad real quick. Does that make sense? I think same with Virgos. So Virgos, Taurus, Aquarius. But I don't think relationship-wise they're going to give you what you need to be happy. Especially because you're overthinking everything and every Taurus and every Virgo is going to feel called out when I say this next thing, but Taurusans and Virgos overthink every aspect of every relationship that they're ever in, and you definitely don't need anybody else that's going to make you overthink anything. I love you. Spot on. I'll just get another cat. Oh my God, I fucking love you. I mean, I'm that way, but I get plants. I'm like, let me just go get some plants. Let me just go get some plants. But if you just needed a friends with benefit situation, I think anything would be a good thing. But know that if you pick a Taurus or a Virgo, they're gonna get attached, and then you're gonna have to shake them off, and it's not gonna be great. I'm just saying. I'm just saying what I'm saying. Crystals, fish, and fest. I mean, if you're not good with plants, you can always get a fake plant. Then hey, no pressure. Is tonight too early to put out moon water? Nope. Have at it, Renee. Actually, I can tell you when the moon peaks. So for me, where I'm at in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the full moon peaks tomorrow at 12:24 my time. So that's 1:24 p.m. Eastern, 11:24 p.m. Mountain, and 10:24 p.m. Pacific. So right about lunchtime for everybody tomorrow is when the moon's gonna peak. So, and then the blue moon is gonna peak butt crack of early in the morning, like 3:46 a.m. for me. That's some bullshit. that's some bullshit right there. That's some bullshit. So, that's some bullshit. Well, Connie, I hope that answered what you needed answered. Plans, cats, and dogs here. Gonna replace my husband with a mini cow and a mini donkey. I can't with you, Queen Bee. I can't with you. To be honest, like, mini cows and mini donkeys that's where it's at. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Oh my God. I can't with you. All right. I mean, easier than husbands, yeah. 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 All right. I think that at this point, I'm one of those people, and some of you guys are going to identify with this hardcore and feel called out. And I'm sorry. If you're neurospicy, you're going to feel called out. I get obsessed with one thing, and that's what I do, right? So I get obsessed with plants a couple times a year, usually spring and fall. And then for a little while, I got obsessed with boots. I have way too many pairs of boots. Obsessed with jackets and scarves. I have way too many of those. Not mad about it, but I have some really cool shit. But I get way too many of those. And then I got obsessed with crystals for a hard few years. I have some really cool things of those. Now I'm obsessed with dolls. Creepy dolls. Very creepy dolls. I've always liked dolls. I've always loved toys. Y'all know I have an obsession. If you follow me for any length of time, you know I have an obsession with toys. And I love just random weird shit. In fact, hold on. Before I get reading for Jennifer, hold on. You have to see what I bought on the way home, because y'all will appreciate it. But though that's what I do, as I get obsessed with like one thing until I overwhelm myself. But wait till you see this. You'll appreciate it. What's up, bears? All right, you ready? So I got him at this truck stop that looks like a mall, and he goes on your desk, right? And he's heavy as fuck. But you can like literally pound his head, and it's great. And he's like the super stretch, right? And then my niece pointed out today that he has a butt. And I don't know why he has a butt, but it's like the best thing ever. Like you can legit punch it like when you get mad. Best $10 ever. Because you can literally just like pound his head in. So yeah. And then I feel bad but he does have a mean face. So yeah, but he weighs like 5 pounds. Like I'm not kidding. But it's the best. It's literally the best thing ever. Like, yeah, it's meant to be on your desk so you can literally just whatever. But so I have an obsession with that. I have some obsession with that. But yeah, so it is what it is. But he's great, and I love him, and it's fantastic. And so, yeah, stress management. I'm just saying, they had a gorilla too, but for some reason, I don't know. I liked the cat looked meaner, you know. Plus, playing Rampage back in the day, I always played King Kong. I always played the gorilla. That was my favorite. So, there's that. All right, Jennifer. So those are my habits. I'm just saying. Just saying. Your wife uses a ghost app on her phone? I love it. I love it. Yeah, I kind of go by feel, you know? I go by the feels. Let me do this because I'll have to make him a chart. Let's see how. All right. Woo, you got a homebody. So this is the hubby, Jennifer. That's really pretty right there. That's really pretty in the middle there. Oh my gosh. So when he's upset, he works on shit. I'm glad you said that, Queen Bee. No, I haven't. I need to get that done. I'm glad you reminded me. Hang on just a minute. Let me write myself a note. Okay, I put 3 exclamation points after it. So you're a Cancer and he's a Libra. Let me look at yours here real quick. All right, we're gonna talk about him for a second, and then we're gonna talk about you, and then I'll look at both of yours together. And so what I'm gonna do is I will put it to where it forwards it to your birth date since you're a little younger than him. Dude, he is super family oriented. Okay. His sun sign being in that 4th house in Libra, like he is super family oriented. And with you being a Cancer, oh, I can see why you guys are like peas and carrots. And the moon is in Sagittarius in the 6th house over here. Like that is somebody that's a hustler right there. Like, never, ever are the bills not going to get paid. Never, ever is there not going to be food on the table. And him being super family-oriented. But yeah, he definitely can slice and dice with the words. He can slice and dice with the words. Mercury being in Virgo in that 4th house, he knows exactly how to push buttons to people close to him. And that Pisces moon, when his feels are hurt, his feels are hurt. Okay. So you know that his feels are hurt real bad when he goes and works and doesn't talk to anybody for any amount of time. Okay. And you are a hopeless romantic. I see you over there. So I love that your moon's in Pisces as well. But your moon's in the 11th house. So when he gets upset and he's emotional, he wants to work on shit. He goes and starts a project in the yard or in the garage, or he goes to work. And when you are emotional, you want to talk about it. You want to talk about it. So I can see where that could cause some issues. The thing that I like too is that your Pluto being over here in retrograde when you were born means that you always are second guessing and feeling like you're not good enough in your job and how you look, because the 6th house is also like your health and how you treat yourself. So you're always worried, you're over worried about how you look. And him being a Libra, I love that a lot of the stuff that you have that's in retrograde, his are not in retrograde. So when you get upset and you can't like function and get like when you Cancers, y'all, oh, and your ascending is in Taurus. And your ascending is in Taurus. So when you get overwhelmed and you don't know what you're doing, you shut down. Like, period. You're not, normally Cancers, when they get overwhelmed, they want to make sure everybody knows that they're overwhelmed. But you are a little different in that you'll tell the people close to you that you're overwhelmed, but that Taurus aspect, you shut down. So having all of those things in retrograde over there, he balances you out. Okay. Okay. So this is you now. So for the first time in your life, you don't really want to discuss a lot of shit. Mercury for you right now is in retrograde. You don't want to discuss a lot of shit. In your chart, like it is in retrograde, just period right now, but everybody's chart, when you take your birth and you forward it and so on, you're going to have different things in retrograde and not. But for the first time in your life, these things right here are clicking into place. And you feel like you know what you want, you know where you're going, you know where you're supposed to be. And this is actually a good placement for you, because normally I would say, okay, a Jupiter in retrograde is a little rough, because, you don't know what you're doing. But that being in your house of rebellion, it's like it cancels itself out, if that makes sense. You're in a very divine masculine phase right now, just so you know. These Leo placements right here, Leo Mars in the 2nd house, like you are in a very, very divine masculine phase right now of like the like that's you right now. I love you. All right, so let's pull him up. I love the middle of that. I do. That's so many beautiful triangles and okay. So this forwards him to you, okay? This lines the two of you up. Your Mars and his Mars almost line up. His Mars lines up with your Sun. Your moons almost line up. So what kind of questions do you have? So what kind of questions do you have, Jennifer, about everything? Like, what can I answer for you? Oh, I'm sorry, Phoenix. Um, whenever I look at two peoples together like that, I look at things that line up, right? The fact that your emotional selves line up, I mean, that's so close together right there. His moon, if it forwards to the time, when these two are together, y'all's moons almost line up perfectly. Your Marses almost line up perfectly. Your Uranus and his Neptune line up. So, and yours being in retrograde, like he balances you in that aspect. And then over here, you have your Pluto and Saturn in retrograde, and then he has his Uranus there in Scorpio. That kind of balances each other out. You also, the thing I love about this too, you bring out more of like a playful aspect in him. So like where he balances you out and helps to calm down the intensity of the Cancer and that Pisces moon, you bring out more of the playful aspect in him. If that makes sense. Your communication has always been opposite. Yeah. Because yours is right here. Your Mercury's in Leo, and like when you were born. So you need communication, especially because that's in your fourth house with family, with friends, with the people that you love the most, like, and being a Cancer. I love you. Okay, so don't forget that. But you Cancers need constant reassurance. Like everything is okay. You need constant reassurance. And him being a Libra, he can go. He's one of those people that he can go for weeks without talking to anybody and then overwhelmingly be like, now I'm going to talk to you every second of every day. Like it's all or nothing. All or nothing. But his Mercury's in Virgo in the 5th house. So he's very playful and very like smart ass, very teasing, like you never know if he's serious or not, that kind of aspect. Whereas you having your Mercury in Leo, it's very direct. Like you don't mind playing, you don't mind teasing, you don't mind being a smart ass, but when you need directness, you need fucking directness. Like you don't have time to play with all the other stuff. I can see where that would be a really horrendous problem. But I will say this. You having a Venus in the 1st house. So remember when I made fun of you a while ago and I said you were like that hopeless romantic? He is very in tune with that, and he's very in tune with home and family and love, and that is something that's really, really vital to who he is because it's in such an intense placement. So in that aspect, the two of you will always get along. You will always get along. So I know you've told me before, I don't remember how long y'all have been married, but it's something really that both of you would have to give a little bit on with communication, where he might need to, not be as much of a need to not be so serious. And I think that that's just lines up in the middle. That's just gorgeous to me. It really is. Ugh, you didn't see me yawn. The other thing I love too is that not Mercury, his Jupiter is in Cancer in the second house, and since your sun sign is in Cancer in the second house, you you really, gifting is your love language. Like, it just is. It's your love language. Money is your love language, and his Jupiter being there, he's also a lucky shit. Like, he's always lucky. So where you feel like you're unlucky in a lot of stuff, he balances that out. I think the two of you are. I think the two of you are really, really well matched, Jennifer. I really do. As a Cancer, you're very family oriented and home, and building a foundation, and a lot of his placements are in the fourth and fifth house. So he's a homebody. Like, the vast majority of his stuff is all in those lower six houses. Like, I think the two of you are really well matched. I think the communication thing isn't really even as big of an issue as it's the biggest issue the two of you have, but it's not as bad as other people, like, at all. If it was where his was in Taurus, in Leo, and you needed to talk all the time, I could see where that could be a major problem. But I mean, even though his is in Virgo, and I know that, Virgos do tend to shut down sometimes, the fact that his in this is in the fifth house, he's very playful in how he talks to you and so on. And so I can see where the shutting down can be a problem too, but I think the two of you are very, very well matched. I can see why you've been married so long. Any day now. Or not. I was trying to look at his one more time, so I'm like, there we go. Yeah, I think the two of you are really, really well matched. I really do. I really do. I think that you have a very solid foundation, very solid relationship there. Really do, Jennifer. I think that a lot of people are very envious of what you have. Even if the communication is not the best ever. Ooh, my nose is itching. Somebody's talking about me. Woo! But yeah, I think that the two of you have an amazing compatibility. So when the two of you met, Jennifer, was it like I could see where it would either be instant attraction or you hated each other at first, and there's not really an in between. I'm betting that it was kind of an instant attraction, and that y'all hit it off pretty quickly. Am I wrong? You started as friends because you had a boyfriend. Got ya. Got ya. Taking forever. Okay. No. Candied almonds. Candied nuts. Oh, and once you were single, you started spending every minute together. Of course you did. So it was like an instant attraction. Okay. I see you over there. All right, is it Tamara or Tamara? Side it wants to work. And let me spell your name right. And happy late birthday to you too. I know it's been like a little bit, but happy late birthday. All right, so why do I keep typing that wrong? I don't know. Because my eyes are so bad today. All right. So we're going to look at you first. But we're going to put his in. Oh, you got yourself a summer Leo. Okay. Yeah, mine's been, I think I'm on the tail end of a migraine. But I will say, I don't know what's going on. I haven't looked at the Schumann today. I just know that I've had my glasses on almost all damn day. Yeah, the Schumann is still oddly calm. He cut her across. I don't know what I think about that. But the hertz is a little high. The frequencies are a little higher than normal. I don't know. I don't know what I think about that. But yeah. All right. Okay, that's... Let me fix this because I did not put your dude. I just put your name. There we go. I know that this is his, but that's a problem right there. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, let me go back to you. This is, all right. So you, being an Aries, Virgo rising, Aquarius moon. Okay. super serious, super goal driven. Mercury in retrograde when you were born. You totally dislike talking about feely feels. And then you have your Venus in Taurus, meaning you're super squishy on the inside. Moon in Aquarius in the 5th house. Meaning, again, you don't like to talk about your feely feels. Movies, like things like that. But you having a Pluto in retrograde in your 3rd house, tied in with your sun sign, means that you don't ever feel good enough. You really, really worry about, you judge yourself about against other people. So imposter syndrome is a big thing with you. But Mars and Cancer in the 10th house. Dude, you have a lot of goals. Like, I'm a little depressed. Plus, you have your Neptune and Uranus in Capricorn in the 5th house. I would say that you're a pretty balanced person. I mean, you have 5 placements up on the top, 5 placements on the bottom. Like, you have no problem going out and doing things out, but you also have no problem being at home. But you also don't like to be completely stuck at home, completely stuck out. You have to have a balance. Okay. All right, let me look at you right now. Taking forever. Okay, so this is you right now. Yeah, I think a lot of the glitches are TikTok. YouTube will have to, see Sass over there. I can't with you. Yeah, glitch talk has been a lot lately. It's been really bad. I've noticed that I've been watching a video and then suddenly it'll push me onto another video. Like, I don't know. It just, it kills me a little bit. All right. That's what I figured. That's why I'm glad that I'm on both tonight. So right now, you suddenly aren't sure what you want to do. This caught my eye first, but then these caught my eye big time because I don't want to say you're having a midlife crisis, but at the same time, you kind of are. Because these two right here, being in Capricorn and being in retrograde and being in your 4th house, which is your foundations, you're hardcore looking at everything in your life. And really kind of wondering if you're doing the right thing. And then you having 2 intense placements in Taurus in the 8th house, you're feeling the need to rebel against everything too. Ooh, Jesus. Okay. Yes. Yes, I'll be on both tomorrow. All right. Now this is you. So now we're going to add. Actually, I want to go to his first. Because we looked at you. So Aries and Leo actually usually is a pretty good match. So I do like that aspect. This right here with him, that's why right off the bat I was like, oh, that's a problem. The reason I said this is a problem is because at his core, he stresses about what he wants to do. Like, he probably has wanted to do everything. He's probably fantasized about having every job out there, moving everywhere, you know, doing all the things. Like, maybe, there we go. Okay. So those 3 placements that were in retrograde when he was born are now in retrograde in the 11th house in Capricorn up there. What that causes right now is, oof, that's almost like a need to withdraw from everything. And Mercury being in retrograde. So Tamara, do you feel like he's like withdrawing from everything? How long have y'all been together? Let me ask that. Six years. Are you feeling and you don't know why? Here we go. I'm looking right now at how he lines up with you, okay? Your Jupiters almost line up, except his is in, you know, when it lines up with yours, it's in Cancer, where yours is in Leo. Your Saturns are in the same house, but his is in retrograde in Capricorn. Your Plutos almost line up, except yours is in retrograde. I do like that there's not a crazy amount of lines in the middle. Right here. And this is where you line up with him. Issues, very confident, and he's Scorpio. It's almost like he can understand where you're coming from with not feeling good enough, and so on. And your ascending being in Virgo and his Mercury being in Virgo line up really well. You balance out, you know, those aspects of him in retrograde that we talked about. But I can also see where there's a big disconnect with the two of you, you know? So what kind of questions do you have? What can I answer? Because right now I can see, when I looked at just Because right now I can see, when I looked at just his chart and moved it forward, I can see where he's withdrawing and kind of pulling away. Away. How do you fix things? Okay. So this is him, and I'm going to fast forward it to now. So I'm going to say this. He's scared about just the state of the world, and I think that is probably coming out in anger because of this right here. Like right now, see these placements right here? All three of those are in the 11th house in the social house. So he's really looking at the world. And they're all three in Capricorn. They're all three in Capricorn for him right now. So it's not so much that he's worried about the things that he used to be worried about in the past. Now he's legit worried about the world. I would bet his anxiety is absolutely through the fucking roof right now. His moon currently sits in Pisces in the first house. So his emotions are really high. They're really rough. They're really right there at the top. And the fact that his Mars is tied in right here with his Saturn, he... Make a look at yours again. Okay. So he's worried about the world and you're worried about home. You're also stressed out. Like I can see from the center of this, all of the to be honest, it's going to take a lot of sit down heart to heart with the two of you being honest with each other, because whereas he's worried about the world, he's worried about where things are going, like if the world's going to be there tomorrow, things like that. He's worried about that. You're worried about home and foundation and relationships and so on. So you're both scared, you're both worried, you're both overthinking everything, but you're overthinking home and relationships and you and him and so on, and he's overthinking like the world around you. So it's going to take, it's really, how long has this been going on between the two of you? Because that's going to tell me what kind of advice I would give you. Like if it hasn't been going on very long, like a month or two or three, I would plan an evening. I would plan an evening with the two of you, favorite foods, your favorite foods, his favorite foods, you know, hanging out in pajamas, watching movies, just forgetting the world, forgetting everything, and then just talking. Not talking about the state of the world, not talking about jobs, like just connecting and giggling and being dumb and you know what I mean? Like a few weeks. Okay. Reaching all your goals. And let me guess, he's not. He's overly stressed out. I really, really would recommend that. If it's just been a few weeks, um, he's seeing you reach goals. He's seeing you get all of these things that you've been working hard for. And he feels like he might not be good enough for you. Like seeing all of those things that he had in retrograde up there right now, he feels like he's not doing enough. Like he feels like he's not good enough. I literally would plan just an evening where the two of you forget the world. I would. I would plan an evening where the two of you forget the world. Not only where the two of you forget the world, but like I said, your favorite foods, some favorite snacky foods, his favorite snacky foods, a movie you both love, sitting around in your PJs, being goofy, like, and literally make the requirement, like, we're not going to talk about the world, we're not going to talk about work, we're not going to talk about anything that doesn't revolve around, you know, either something good with us or, you know, like if you were both 6, you know, you're hanging out, you're watching TV, you're being stupid, you're blowing bubbles in the milk, you know, like that kind of stuff. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. I think the two of you need to set aside, like, you just need a bubble around both of you just for a night, just for an evening, to be able to sit and talk. And I wouldn't in fuzzy pajamas and, you know, relax and chill and you know, you lighten up and him lighten up and both of you just be goofy for an evening. Does that make sense? Because if it's only been a few weeks, then I don't think that it's something that can't be overcome. Yeah. Yeah, because see, when I put a composite of the two of you together, those Gemini placements up there, you two are both worried about all of these different things. Mars is goals, and you know, Venus is love. He's just as worried about the relationship as you are, and then all those things down there on the bottom. Yeah, y'all are both worried about the same line of things, except his is out in the world and yours is here. So, yeah, dude, I would just plan a goofy evening at home with the two of you to just not do shit. You know what I mean? But put that stipulation, like we're going to have a fun evening at home, and we're not going to think about the outside world or work or any of that, and we're just like literally do something childish. Watch cartoons. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I would say. Same book, different chapters. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what I would say tomorrow. Like, I don't really see anything that causes that makes this relationship something that's horrendously hard. You know, like there are some places with him that are hard, there are some places with you that are hard, but they kind of balance each other out. So that's what I would say. Have a stupid cartoon evening with snacks. With snacks. Something that allows both of you to relax. Turn your phones off. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys have kiddos, but yeah, turn your phones off. Chill out. Block out the world. And just be goofy together. Just relax and be goofy together. I think that would do you more good than anything else you guys have both tried in a long time. I really do. I really do. But know that he is insecure right now about you hitting all of your goals and everything going fantastic for you, even though you're stressed out about other stuff. He's stressed out about the world and everything around, and he feels like the world might implode before he gets to hit goals that he has. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. Good. I'm glad that makes sense, and I think that I don't think it'd be hard for the two of you to reconnect, my friend. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Well, I would like for that to, there we go. All right. Amanda is next, but I'm going to take a really quick potty break because I've been chugging water today. So let me take a potty break. So intermission. I've got my first 4 done. I have 4 more. I think the list is closed for the evening. You lost sound? Do you want me to? I don't know what I should do to see if you lost sound. Yeah, let me go pee real quick, and I shall make sure I'm not gonna run over Fuzzy, an animal. Nope, he's right there. All right, I'll be right back. Hi, bears. What are you doing? Can see the things. Yeah. All right. Did you miss me? All right. All right, let's see here. Amanda is next. Let me find that. There we go. You hit the shush button. I don't know if I should be offended or not. All right, let's see here. I really can spell, I promise. All right, Miss Amanda. Let me look at yours real quick. Oh yeah, look at you, you little homebody. Oh yeah, look at you, you little homebody. All right, okay. Hold on here. Let me move that over there so I can see that and that together. All right. Well, calm down. Just barely a Cancer rising. Just barely a Capricorn. So let's look at you now. Okay. So right now, Miss Amanda, you're feeling this super intense need, like nesting. Like you're feeling like this crazy nesting need. Your sun is in the 5th house still, but you have your Pluto, your Venus, and your Uranus in the 4th house. I am 5. Okay. Okay, not 5. I'm 12. I'm 12. And your Venus being in Capricorn in the 5th house, yeah, you're feeling an intense need to, like, protect things. Also having those Virgo placements in your 2nd house with Mars and your Jupiter. Okay, okay. Social house. And that being in Gemini. So you want to go out and do things and be social at the same time. The more negative part of that is that you feel like the world's going to explode. Okay. All right. I think you're just feeling normal. Dude. So on theirs, you just have PM. So we're just going to put 5 PM. Not let me do that. So now what are you doing? Now you want to look? Oh my God. Yeah, that didn't help me. Okay. All right. Because it's making me pick somewhere and was not going to affect it that much. Okay. All right. So with your significant other, it's just going to be like an event chart basically. So it won't be completely accurate. Like if you find out that they were born at like 9 p.m. or 11 p.m., that's going to change. That's going to change a lot. Just letting you know. So if you find out the time though, just so you know. All right. I like that you're both just barely Virgos. That's so funny. So many 8th house placements. Early evening. So do you think 5 is too early? Like, I mean, I'm more than happy to put it as like 7 if you feel like closer. Early evening. 5 is what I would think of as early evening. What I find interesting is that that's a lot of 5th or 8th house placements. The 8th house is the house of rebellion. So rebelling against everything that, you know, he's ever been told to do. What I find funny is that it's like he wants to rebel against what he should say, but he doesn't always. He wants to rebel against how other people think he should look, but he thinks he should look, but he doesn't always. Like, he wants to rebel. He wants to really be that rebel, but he doesn't always. Like, he has this internal conflict. This. So Virgo with an Aquarius rising and barely a Gemini moon. Like, that's the one that could change more than anything, would be that moon placement. But that's really pretty right there. That's really pretty. Okay. So let me ask you this. How long have you guys been together? And do you have a specific question that you need to know? And we'll look at him now, if that makes sense. Maybe. If this decides to work. Okay. No contact for 8 days. Limited to no contact. Oh, 8 months. Okay. So y'all have been together 8 months, and then you've had very limited contact for 8 days. Okay. So this is him right now. Dude, he a mess. I'm sorry. It's not funny. But just looking at that middle and see all of these red lines right here, all of that. Like, that's a lot. And he's having an issue right here. So I'm going to say this. Right now, if he tells you he's working, he probably is. That Jupiter moon right there, and that being tied into his Pluto. This is tied in here and here, right? So this is where he feels like his personal power is. And it's the thing he can control right now. Okay. Because this is causing a lot of problems. This is like tied in with his ascending right now, and it's not happy. So not only does he not know how to word his words correctly, but the no wordy words is also in Scorpio, in face-to-face relationships. And then over here, like, yeah, I can see why he has just shut off communication. Not that it makes it right, okay? Reading relationship charts. Like, I love that your Venuses line up almost exactly. Look at that. Like that. I mean, literally, just a couple points apart. That's cool as shit. I see why the two of you went like that. Damn it. So that was where you line up with him. This is where he lines up with you. This is a composite for both of you. I'm gonna get comfortable. You're making me get comfortable. What's your question? Because here's my very first thought with this. I don't think that this is something that's going to be a long-term thing. I think that this is probably something that might be best if you walk away for your sake, and vice versa. And vice versa. And I think that for you to really be happy, I don't think that this is going to make you happy. I think that this right now is going to be a constant struggle. So, I know. I was like, but at the same time, I know that's not what you wanted to hear. At the same time, see, this is the composite of where the two of you line up, where everything gets put together, right? The fact that that moon is in Leo means there's going to be constant arguments. There's constant passion, but constant arguments. That all those placements there in the 7th house, when y'all can be together and the world isn't involved, it's great. However, you're always going to rebel against each other. I just think that where he's barely Virgo. Okay, there we go. So yeah. Yeah. The passion between the two of you is great. It always will be, and it'll always be there. This is a better friends with benefits relationship than it is a long-term relationship. You want something serious. You want something balanced. And he's not sure what. Can you use sparkling water for moon water? Yeah. Of course you can. You can use whatever you want, especially if you're going to drink it tomorrow. Your goals aren't aligned. Where you want to go in life isn't aligned. Intelligent person, like seeing your placements. Taking forever. Yes, it is, Saint Monkey. Yeah, you're actually wanting to find your person. That's what you're looking for right now. There we go. This is you right now. I tell you hard stuff. I don't want to. I don't want to. This is killing me. Getting so frustrated. Eighth house, be a constant. Eighth house, be a constant. It's going to be a constant. That's those two Venuses in Scorpio. Going to be the strong point with it. Everything else though is like complete opposites. And I know that is absolutely not what you wanted to hear. Being a Libra, not the right word. An Aquarius would be good for you. Actually, any of the air signs would be good for you. Pisces would be good for you. A Pisces would be really good for you. I would steer clear of earth signs. I would. I think that for right now, Virgos, I mean, a Taurus might be okay for you. A Taurus might not be bad for you because Tauruses are very, very squishy, very sensual, like things like that. Gotta do shit. Aries are always on the go and they're gonna shut shit down, and that's your opposite. And Aries is not gonna be good for you either. I don't think a Sagittarius is gonna be good for you either, because Sagittariuses are, they're kind of all on or all off, but at the same time, Libras kind of are the same way too, but they are more balanced with it. And I think you're going to get really irritated very quickly like that too. I think this is a better friends with benefit relationship than, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, it just there's too many hurdles to overcome there, and both of you are going to have to be willing to overcome both of those, all of those hurdles. And I think that if you haven't hardly had any contact in a week, and he's still dealing with past relationship things, maybe in a few months, like it might be a time to try again, but he really needs to work on some of those things and so on. I'm just saying. Yeah. But I can see why I can see why you're very connected. I can. The fact that y'all both have a Venus in Scorpio that line up almost perfect, girl, 100%. I can see where that feels like a soulmate thing. I absolutely can see that. Absolutely. And I would bet when the two of you are part of that, the love part of that, is phenomenal. And that's something that gets addicting really quickly. So it also, unfortunately, when things start to go differently, it can be hard to hold on to that relationship, if that makes sense. I'm sorry, I love you. I'm sorry, I love you. April Tauruses are a little different than the May Tauruses. Whatever. Every Taurus I've ever met, sass. Every Taurus I've ever met is a little squishy. Y'all don't want to admit it, but you're squishy. No one wants to admit they're squishy, except Pisces, and they're proud of it. Pisces are super proud of being squishy. This wouldn't be taking as long if this would work better. Okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. All right. Terri is next. Ooh, my nose is itching. Somebody talk about me. All right, let's look at a Terri here. We're going to look at Terri first, and then we're going to look at your significant other. Ooh, Sass had me talking bad about Tauruses. Sass was talking... Terri, it wasn't me talking bad about you May Tauruses. I'm fantastic, Treasurected. How are you, love? If it helps, Terri, Sass is also a May Taurus. So I'm just saying. You had to restart the app. It's been horrible lately. All right, let's look at the Terri here. All right, so right off the bat, Terri, relationships and home and putting down roots are not something that has ever been super uber mega important to you. And I don't mean that in a bad way, okay? But seeing that the only placement you have in your 4th house, which is mainly dominated by Capricorn, is your Jupiter, which is in retrograde, and that is, I will show ya, tied in with your Saturn up there in the 9th house. You love to travel. You like to go. A Saturn in the 9th house is all about travel and movement and higher learning and seeing things and go and experience and so on. And so having your personal power in retrograde in the 4th house means that you kind of run the opposite direction. So you need somebody that also likes to travel, likes experience, likes to go do things, likes to see things. Like you're not gonna like that kind of aspect. Yeah, we're gonna look at your progressed here in a second. I always feel bad anytime I see someone with Pluto in the 1st house in retrograde because imposter syndrome is always a problem. Always, will always be a problem. Okay, Venus and Gemini. Okay. Girl, let me just say this. Just go run away. Just go run away. Having your Mars in 9th house in fucking Leo, just go run away. Just run away. Just go do the things. Just go run away. Just run away. I do like that you seem to be kind of finding your stride a little bit in life. Currently your Pluto is in the 11th house in Virgo, and it's tied in with a lot more. Still don't know what you want to be when you grow up. Except now you're owning it because it's in your 1st house. So now you still don't know what you want to be when you grow up, and you also don't care. Just saying. But Your Venus is currently in retrograde in your house of rebellion. Alrighty then. Okay. Okay. So, as I am putting your significant other in here, tell me how long the two of you have been together. And what kind of questions you have. 10 years, okay. Dude, you got you a workaholic, dude. I'm sorry, I'm like, you got you a workaholic, dude. Dude, that's funny. Not only do you have you a workaholic, but you have someone that they have worked, they love, love, love to work. Having a Venus in Capricorn. Capricorn's love languages are food and gifts. Money. Gifts. If they give you something, you're fine. Don't worry about it. If they give you something, it's usually something that they feel it's sentimental to them. Like they paid a lot of attention to something that you said and they searched out this one little teeny tiny thing. Maybe you said you had a Smurfette figurine from 1984 that you lost on a vacation. They found that same fucking figurine, you know, like things like that. Like, yeah, like that. But yeah, Mars and Saturn and Pluto in the 10th house in Scorpio. Yeah, you got a workaholic. You got a workaholic. All right, all right. So you want to look at karma in 7 and 8. Okay. Oh, wait. Go back. Hold on. Okay. I want to look at him now. Okay. I really like that both of you have a Mars in the 9th house and a very intense water sign. Both of you need to run away. Both of you need to run away. Like, both of you need a vacation. Both of you need to run away. Not a staycation. Both of you need to run away. Oh, he's like super squishy lately. Yeah, he's super squishy lately. His Venus is currently in Pisces. So, and his moon is in Pisces. So he's like overly emotional lately. And probably getting mad about it. So first of all, right now his Pluto is in retrograde in the 8th house. And that's tied into this Mercury aspect right here. I'm just going to say, and this is not an excuse for anger, but that right there tells me that he is overanalyzing and overthinking every wrong decision he's ever made right now in his life. Why do I feel like, I mean, Well, okay, so I'm looking at the Pluto in retrograde tied in with the Mercury in the second house, in Aries. So is he constantly mad about money right now? Because that's what I feel like is up with this. Okay. All right. So let's go back to this. I mean, your hang on. Your Jupiters almost line up, except one being in retrograde. Come on, any day now. I need you to work, please. Thank you. So, out of curiosity, um, what specific question? Okay, okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, Tara. Terry, excuse me. Why did I say Tara? What specific do you want to know about the um seventh and eighth houses? Because actually, let me look at this. I'm gonna do a composite of both of them together. Like there's nothing in there's nothing that composite wise is in the seventh or eighth house. Where are you headed? Okay. Um so I saw someone ask so this is Luna software. If you're learning astrology or wanting to learn astrology, as much as I love Luna, it's not a good beginner software because it doesn't explain anything to you. It just gives you the layouts. So if you don't know what the houses mean, if you don't know, what them being this being in that and that being in this, if you don't know even really intermediate. Like intermediate, it's still a little hard to use this. I love it because it's really colorful, because it's gorgeous, it's easily laid out, it does so much shit. But if you're just learning, I don't recommend it. If you just want to look at your chart and see what it says about you, my recommendation is just to do like Cafe Astrology or one of the free where it pulls your charts online. The only problem is this. It's going to be like a general, like when it says, okay, well, you have a Mercury and Capricorn in the first house. It's just going to be a general aspect of that. It's not going to tell you how it coincides with all of the other things, and you won't be able to forward it to now, if that makes sense. So it'll give you an overview of you, but there's going to be things that you look at and they'll be like, well, that just doesn't really sound right. So yeah, but if you're just wanting to do that, then that's exactly what I'd recommend. I do I do personal astrology appointments. I do personal relationship appointments. Like if you really need, you know, more in-depth things or whatever. Okay, so Terri, where are you headed? Um, the fact that the two of you together have a few fire signs. This is like one of those fiery relationships. You have a couple placements, actually 3 in Scorpio, 1 in Leo, 1 in Sagittarius, 2 in Aries. Like that's a lot of fiery aspects. You know what I mean? Um, the passion's always going to be good. I mean, I'm not going to fib to you. The passion's always going to be good because you, like, composite wise, the two of you equal Venus and Aries in the 5th house, teenage kind of love aspect, right? Um, teenage love aspect. Like that's how this feels when the two of you are together. The communication, though, the two of you composite wise, that's a Pisces placement. So as long as you're talking about home, as long as you're talking about building things, about, you know, foundations and all that aspect, you're good. Anything else? Nope. And the fact that the Saturn placement up there is in Leo in the 10th house, this relationship is always going to be work. It is. It's always going to be work. Always. The Pluto in retrograde placement in the 11th house, you're always going to have different ideas about social aspects, social life, things like that, society, out and about, you know, who you are, who society wants you to be. You're always going to have problems there. The fact that the Neptune placement in this composite. So what a composite does, like, I don't know if y'all can see it. Let's see if it actually has it up there. It doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to move this over slightly so you can see right there. And I'm going to move this over slightly so you can see right there. I'm just going to cover my little face. But see how this says, you know, this plus this. So what a composite is it takes both of your points, like yours and his, and it puts them together, and it makes like not a collage, but it's just a composite. Like it puts them together, right? So it's a blend of where both moon signs are, where both sun signs are. So that's why you're like, wait a minute, we're not Aries, you know, neither one of us are Aries or whatever. So it's a composite. But this gives me a snapshot of the relationship, okay? I just wanted to explain that a little bit. They're a little weird to read. I'm not going to lie. They're a little weird to read. And sometimes when I'm reading them to people, they're like, wait a minute. Why are you saying Aries? You know, I'm a Virgo or whatever. But the two of you are always going to have a good fiery love relationship. But the fact that this right here, remember how I just talked about that Pluto, that there's always going to kind of be a problem there. There's also kind of always going to be a little bit of a problem with goals because of that Neptune, which is what I've got it on right now in Sagittarius. That being in retrograde, you're always going to have differences of opinion about money, about goals, about jobs, about long-term things. What you want is not as important to him as what he wants, and vice versa. So that's always going to be a place of butting heads. I mean, there's good and there's bad. Like, I mean, I could really say either way. I'm not going to fib. There's nothing in the 8th house, so that's good. Because that means you're not going to be rebelling against each other. That Scorpio moon right there in the 1st house, coupled with that Mercury and Pisces down there, tells me that if the two of you can talk about things, then you can always talk things out. It's when you don't talk that the problems happen, if that makes sense. So to be honest, where you go from here, I think that if you can always have communication, then there's not going to be a problem. Because I think the things that really matter, I mean, goals are one thing, you know, and y'all can, like, a marriage can work past that. You know, if your goals are to do this and his goals are to do this, and you can figure out a way to do those things together, or he can do his and you can do yours and both you be happy, if that makes sense. I see what you're saying, Terri, yeah. And that right there is exactly what is going to make both of you happy. I mean, the physical part of the relationship, the love part of the relationship, that's always going to be good. That's always going to be good. I really think that if the two of you are happy with kind of letting each other live your separate lives, as you say, then that right there, I think that you both have found a solid relationship. Like, I personally don't think that this is something that can't be overcome. Does that make sense? Like, I think that this is a good, well-rounded relationship. There's no aspects with, you know, needing to rebel against each other. There's no aspects of, you know, having anything in retrograde in that 7th house. Like, I think that this is a solid relationship, and I think that a hurdle's a hurdle. You know, everybody has them, and let me see. Yeah. Yeah. I think that just overcoming that communication aspect. That's what I think. So are you guys able to communicate right now? Yeah. Okay, good. I would keep that open, and I would just be honest with each other. I would. Okay, good. Yeah, I would just keep that communication as open as possible while while everything is getting sorted out. And I mean, I feel like ultimately it's going to be up to you with where things go. I'm just saying that because even though you being the Taurus, you're kind of you're gonna butt heads with him, because you have, that 8th house placement, and you just kind of feel the need to rebel a little bit against everybody and everything. And I have never met a Taurus that doesn't feel the need to rebel. I don't care where their sun sign is. You have that very bullheaded attitude, and you're not about to take no for an answer. And if you want to do something, you're going to do it. And him being an Aquarius, I mean, Aquariuses are very, very stubborn as well. So that's always going to be a hurdle. But at this point, if y'all have been together, 10 years, if y'all have been together 10 years, then you already know that about each other, So I'm just saying. But yeah, Terri, I don't think that there's anything here that I'm like, Oh, okay, so you've been married 10, but you've been together 16. Then you guys know exactly how each other is. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here that can't be overcome. I mean, with obvious exceptions of stupid things on either side, But you know exactly what I'm saying, because I get what you're saying about where he's at in life. I get it. But I'm just saying, yeah. I think if you're both happy with where things are, then there's no reason to change it. And I think that if you guys didn't have each other, if you two didn't have each other to butt heads with, you'd both be miserable. Because as a Taurus, you need that reassurance and you need someone there. And as an Aquarius, he needs the same thing. But you guys also both need something to rebel against a little bit. So, you know, he needs to be stubborn and get his way a little bit, and you need to rebel and get your way a little bit. So as long as both of you are willing to kind of give a little bit, and it's, I mean, if y'all have been together 16 years, I'm just saying. I don't think either one of y'all's going anywhere. I'm just saying. So, is that what you needed to know? You're welcome. You're welcome. So I have Sharlie next, and then I have Marvin Miller next. All right. I know I have pulled a Charlene chart. Oh, I love that there's so many new people both in the talk over there and over on the YouTubes. I love it. I messed up this earring earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and take it off and fix it tomorrow because that's one of my favorites. Okay. All right. I know Sharlie was here earlier. I don't know if she still is. I might have to get you to do one of these when I start seriously dating again. If you guys are curious about what you need to be looking for, I'm also more than happy to do that. I'm more than happy to pull your chart, forward it, tell you what's up, etc. I'm more than happy to do that. So, all right, Sharlie, what is your question about you and this person? I'm fixing to pull theirs. I was just getting a little familiar with yours. Because it's not like I go through and, you know, look at everybody's charts constantly. All right. So I can talk you out of it. Oh my God. I can't with you. I mean, I'm happy to talk you out of it. I'm just saying. Oh. Oh, my nose is itching. Somebody talking about me. Okay, wait, hang on. Something's up. Okay, is it... There's an extra number somewhere in the birth date. Is it... Never mind, I'm blind. Don't listen to me. Never mind, my brain was just an asshole. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. It's all right. It's all right. I'm all right. My brain was like, there's an extra one there. And I'm like, wait, what? Woo! Okay. How long have y'all been together, Sharlie? Because this is a homebody, and they're a homebody right now. Like they're in a homebody phase. Okay. I also would say this is kind of an older soul here. Okay. Okay, I'm looking at the composite. So you wanted to know about the age difference. That Jupiter placement in the 8th house in Aries tells me that both of you guys are utilizing this relationship as a way to rebel against something. Whether it's the world, whether it's parents, whether I don't know what it is, but you're both looking at this as a way of rebelling against the norms. Not sure that I really like the Saturn in retrograde in the 7th house. I can see where the two of you are attracted. I can. That Jupiter, that Mars in Scorpio down there, the Virgo, y'all have some really interesting conversations. Y'all kind of get each other on a deep level. There's a lot of passion there. Emotionally, y'all both line up very well. I'm not sure that this is something that's going to last a long time. Mainly because of that Saturn placement. Because that Saturn is in retrograde. It's in Aries, but it's in the interpersonal relationships, right? Um, that kind of tells me that it's not something that's meant to be there for a long time. And the fact that Jupiter placement is in the house of rebellion and Aries, like, the thing is, even though I don't think that this is probably going to last like forever and ever, I also feel like this is a very meaningful relationship for both of you. And I feel like whenever the two of you decide that you should just be friends, That's exactly what will happen, that you will continue to be friends. I feel like this is a very meaningful relationship for both of you. For both of you. I feel like both of you need this. Both of you need it in your life. And not in a way of like, I'm lonely and I need someone. Like, both of you need each other right now. Does that make sense? Like, I'm looking at all of this, like, composite wise, this is like Virgo ascending, and a Mercury in Virgo. It's like both of you need the conversation and the connection that go with this relationship. You need that identity, that self that goes with this relationship. The Venus placement right there being in Libra tells me that this is also a very balanced relationship. Like, it's not very one-sided with one person doing all the things. You're both really thoughtful of the other. Both of you have very similar goals in life. Like, I could see this relationship easily lasting for a year or more. I really think that within 2 to 3 years, it's going to be where the two of you decide that you're just good friends. But I don't see anything bad. Does that make sense? Like, I don't see there being a lot of conflict. I don't see there being some big bad problem. I don't see any of that. Like, I really don't. Girl, I would say just enjoy all of it. Enjoy all of it. Because I think even if the two of you are together for 2 or 3 years, it's never going to be something that the two of you hate each other. This is not ever going to be something where the two of you hate each other. I think both of you really need whatever the other one is bringing into your orbit. And I think that I think both of you have something that you are trying to figure out, that you need to figure out. And that is why you both found each other. Yeah, my friend, I would say enjoy every bit of this. I would. Enjoy every bit of it. That's my advice. That's my advice. I think that you work well. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I mean, the goals both aligned with that Neptune down there in the 4th house. That's very, very aligned. Like I said, those placements in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd house, those are all wonderful placements. Wonderful placements. There's not a lot of crazy lines in between everything. Yeah, girl, I think that this is a solid relationship. And like I said, I don't think there's ever going to be a time when you hate each other. There's just not. There's just not. So I would just enjoy it. I would be happy and I would enjoy it. Yeah. I would be absolutely happy and enjoy it. And I'm happy for you, my friend. I am. I'm happy for you. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. It's hard to find someone that a composite equals a Libra Venus, because that's a very balanced relationship. That's hard to find, and I think that's glorious. So, girl, enjoy that. Be happy. You deserve it. Be happy. Be happy. Yeah. That's my advice. It surprised the heck out of you. I would bet, yeah. I mean, because really, if you think about it, like, we look at age gaps in relationships as horrendous, horrible, bad things, you know? And maybe when you're younger, they are, but when you get older, they aren't as much. Like, I don't know how to explain it. They aren't. You know what I mean? And so I think that everybody's soul, everybody's brain, we all have different experiences, and sometimes we need somebody that's older than us, and sometimes we are attracted to somebody younger than us. And I think for you two, this is exactly what both of you have been looking for, if that makes sense. So yeah, girl, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Be happy. Enjoy it and be happy. So that's exactly what I would say. You're welcome. I love you right back. You're welcome. I love you right back. All right. I have Marvin left. Let's see here. So you just have AM. Let's see. $11:44. Okay. And you don't know yours? Do you know if yours is earlier in the morning or later in the morning? Okay. Gotcha. Ah! My computer keeps doing weird things. All right, so let's look at you. All right, Mr. Scorpio, sir. Good Lord. Dude, do you ever meet anybody that you aren't friends with? Like, just out of curiosity. Just out of curiosity. Look at that. Do you ever meet a stranger? Yes, Benny. I mean, I can see that being a Scorpio. That's funny. Like you said, yes, Benny. So Venus in retrograde in the 11th house. That's trust issues, dude. Okay. And in Scorpio. And in Scorpio. Okay. You just a spicy meatball over there. A Scorpio with a Sagittarius rising and a Leo moon. You know what I really love about this? I'm going to make you guys giggle really hardcore. Because if you guys ever need a really smart, petty way to get back at somebody, then you call Pistol Pete over here, because it's like that moon placement right there in Leo in the 9th house. Sir, you're ornery. I'm just going to say that. You're ornery. So you get Mr. Marvin and you get your Taurus friend, and they're going to come up with the most ornery, petty way to do. Okay, all right, I'm done picking on you. That's funny. I feel like you and I would be great friends, and I feel like people watching with you is fantastical. Okay. So let's look at where you are right now. Ooh, it got real serious. Okay. So immediately when I see that, so this is forwarded to currently, this is you right now. And I see that your sun is currently in Capricorn, your moon is currently in Virgo. That's a lot of overthinking. And then you have your Saturn in retrograde in Taurus down there in your third house. That's a lot of overthinking and a lot of seriousness right now. So I don't need an answer to this. It's just something that I'm just going to say. Because of how serious this is, like suddenly this got real serious real quick. It makes me feel like there's something that's popped up lately, either some kind of scare with you, like a close call with an accident or a health scare or something like that, that has you overthinking everything right now. Okay. All right. So now let's pull her up. I'm just going to put Casper, Wyoming, since you didn't have that specifically on there. That won't matter too much. Oh, okay. Walked away from a job 5 weeks ago. Okay. So that's a big change. Okay. Dude, you got you an overthinking cancer. Oh my god. All right, so I'm looking at her. So Cancer in the 10th house. Dude, she doesn't sit still. Okay. The reason that I say that she's she's an overthinker is because her moon and her rising are both in Virgo. Her Pluto's in Virgo. Her Uranus is in Virgo. Her Jupiter is in Virgo. And her Neptune is in Scorpio in the 3rd house and in retrograde. Gotcha. I mean, that's a lot of 12th house placements right there. Where's her Saturn? 8th house. Good. Let me look at her right now. Woo, damn shit. Okay. You want to know what's really funny? Look at that. Look at that Virgo stellium going on right there right now. Oh, this poor baby's so overwhelmed with the world. Let me guess. You're super uber protective of her right now. Like overly protective. First of all, look at the middle of her chart. Like the massive Virgo stellium up there caught me first. But look at the middle of her chart. You said that she's a seer, medium, etc. Does she do energy work? Like, does she have this words? Has she had her Reiki attunements and things like that? That's a lot of Virgo placements. That's a lot of placements in the 11th house. Like, that's 5 just in the 11th house and 6 Virgo placements. You do the body coding. Okay. My immediate response in seeing this, and I'm not even like looking at the composite together, but my immediate response in seeing this is that, especially knowing that she's a psychic, I like instantly want to just put her in a Faraday cage. You've been separated for 18 months. Okay. Yeah, I instantly want to just put her in a Faraday cage, and that way all of the things shut off for a minute. I think that she's so overwhelmed she can't see straight right now. Like even if she wasn't a psychic, even if she wasn't tuned in, that those placements right there, that would overwhelm anybody, because all of those are like the social placements, the out in the world placements. You know what I mean? That's a lot. Okay. So she right now is night and day different than how she normally is. Like she has a lot of Virgo placements anyway, don't get me wrong. So her natural state is to like overthink a lot. But I mean, just, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that she has a ton of, yeah. I would bet her dreams have been insane. I would bet her downloads have been insane. I would bet that she almost can't handle the world right now. Okay. Okay. So what's your question, Marvin, about the two of you? What did I just do? What just happened? Okay. For the two of you, or for just you, or what? Okay. So I find it interesting, like I'm just looking at where things line up. Both of y'all have a moon and you know, the moon that lines up pretty decently. Both y'all have a Saturn in the same house, except one's in retrograde and one's not. But then you also have Neptune in the same house. One's in retrograde, one's not. Come on, man. I want you to work correctly, pretty please, and thank you. This is your composite together. I can't with you. This is your composite together. It looks so much like her chart right now. It's not even funny. So the quick answer to the soulmate, no. Because of this right here. Because of that right there. If that was not in retrograde in this composite, I would say yes. But that is in retrograde in the relationship house. However, all of that all of that. That is insane. How long have the two of y'all been together? Just out of curiosity. Because this placement right here, this Jupiter in the 12th. Okay. I can 100% see why the two of you were drawn together, and I can see why the two of you work so well together. You have similar goals. I think when she was around you, I can see why. Because this is, I mean, that's an intense chart right there. That's one of the more intense composite charts I've ever seen. Everything is up there with fixing the world. Balances out the energy, balances out the fantasies of life, balances out how you both look at the world around you, balances out your brains, balances out communication. I would bet the two of you had phenomenal conversations. And then the Venus aspect, like the two of you both enjoyed each other, enjoy being around other people, enjoy the world, like all of that. And then, dude, that's, yeah, you are a power couple. 100%. That's exactly, yeah. $100. It's just that Saturn in retrograde that is the only sticking point. Ow, Vlad, damn. That's the only sticking point. Is that Saturn and Taurus in retrograde. And if it wasn't in the 7th house, it would be different. But that is the relationship house. So that's the only reason I say that I don't think it's a soulmate aspect. I would 100% say that this is more like a twin flame situation. And I would not be surprised if the two of you always rotate around each other like this. Like, you don't realize you're going to the same place, but you both end up there. You don't realize that you're going to go, I don't know, be it, y'all find yourself calling each other, like things like that out of nowhere. So what caused you to separate? I'm just curious. Oh, because you're so far apart? Okay. Do you guys talk a lot now? Like, do you still talk a lot? Looks fantastic. That's phenomenal. So why that? Like this is crazy. This is crazy. Why that? You know what I mean? Like that's what I can't wrap my head around. And you know when I'm looking at that, that's okay. Well, emotionally, y'all are in different places. How you look at rebellion and look at the world, both in different places. And what you put out to the world, like who the world thinks you are, both different places. It's just, I don't understand. So let me ask you this. When the two of you met, was it like instant like this? Y'all spent hours and hours on the phone together, or? I really, really feel like this right here is a twin flame situation. I really do. The two of you were pushed together just like that. Hit it off instantly. Like, you know, I think y'all both needed each other. And on the phone all the time when you met, she was shy. Aw. So y'all went like this and then like that. No, go back. Third party. Okay. Yeah, I really feel like this is a twin flame situation. I would not be surprised if the two of you end up coming back together at some point too. I feel like it's kind of going to be one of these things because there's some kind of lesson there, some kind of karmic aspect between the two of you. And that's why you went like that when you met. That's exactly why. Those get mailed out tomorrow, Sophie. Yeah, I would not be surprised if the two of you go back and forth. Told you had previous lives together. That doesn't surprise me a bit. Like, it does not surprise me a bit. That's why I find it interesting, the karmic aspect over there being in retrograde. I think that this is someone that I wouldn't be surprised if you guys both dug into your past a little bit, that you guys have either been around the same people, know some of the same people, like have operated in the same groups, have, you know, if you looked at childhoods and teenage years and all of that, I would bet that those are pretty close. Like they've mirrored each other. Yeah. I would 100% say that this is more of a twin flame situation. It is something either the two of you, I don't know, seeing that Saturn, I was going to say that the two of you have to overcome in this life, but I don't think so. I think that this is a, I think that this is, I think this is something that with past lives, the two of you probably have some stuff to work out, but I don't think it's going to be in this life. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be in this life. I think that this is probably something where the two of you are going to kind of, you know, back and forth a little bit, but I think there will always be communication between the two of you. I think that the two of you get along phenomenally. You can do some amazing work in the universe. It's almost like when you have one of those people that you end up meeting each other like in multiple lives, right? And then you don't meet each other in a life. Like you're just separated that whole life. It's almost like the two of you were brought back together for a little bit and like, oh, okay, you're not ready to deal with this yet. So I don't know what it was that you had in a couple lives before this or whatever. I don't know what that would be. But there's something that caused a rift there that brought the two of you together this time, but it's like you're not ready to figure that out. I would be curious to see what if both of y'all had a past life reading done, if they would match up without being next to each other when they were done. Does that make sense? Because that is insane. That's insane. Yeah, that's craziness. Yeah, that's craziness, Marvin. That's cool as hell. That's cool as hell, but crazy at the same time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. If y'all didn't make it on the list tonight, I will be doing these again. I also do private appointments. Like if you want to book a private appointment for relationship astrology, you know, or anything like that, who you should be looking for, what to pinpoint your finger on, you know, I got you. But yeah, I'll be doing these again in a couple weeks, just so you guys know. Yeah, Marvin, my recommendation would be to just have a past life reading done, and if they allow you to ask specific questions, just say that there is someone karmically that has peeked back into your life a little bit this time around, but you don't understand why, and you just want to see if it's something you need to know about in this life, or if it's you know, the universe is just making you wait. That's what I would say, because that, I mean, you're welcome to take a screenshot of that too, because that's insane. Like this is a composite of the two of you together. So if they ask about it or whatever, like this is a composite, a relationship composite chart. So yeah. But yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's craziness. But it, like I said, it's gorgeous though. When you look at it, like that's gorgeous. That's crazy. It's like everything right there together. You're so welcome. But yeah, that's what I'd recommend. See if that comes up. I'm willing to bet it would. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, with that, I'm going to get off of here. Because I've been reading for about 4 hours. My brain. What makes the 7th house stand out? So the 7th house is where that single Saturn placement is. The 7th house is interpersonal relationships. Like how, marriages, friendships, like outside of the home, right? I know marriages are in the home, but like how you meet people and so on and so forth. So the fact that that 7th house placement is a Saturn retrograde is why I'm like, oh, what the hell? Like all of the other stuff up there is like gorgeous, great, right? And then that. Like it makes no sense. Like it makes no sense. That's why I said I think this is a twin flame and not a soulmate situation. Like there's obviously a karmic aspect there because of that singular placement. There's obviously something karmic there between the two of you. So yeah. Yeah. So, all right, guys. I'm going to get off of here and go curl up in the warm, comfy, snuggly bed because it's cold as hell here. It's dumb. It's dumb. But I'll see you guys tomorrow for Beltane ritual. I'm excited. So, get your moon water out. Peaks around noonish. And that way you guys can, depending on where you are, East Coast, it's about 1:30 that it peaks. And then it goes backwards an hour all the way to the Pacific Coast, which is about 10:30. So just so you guys know. Yeah, get your water out. Happy Beltane tomorrow. Happy full moon tomorrow. Happy all the things tomorrow. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Actually, later today because it's midnight now. All right. See you guys then.